Starting for the countdown in a bit, and we start off our list with one of the best role-playing games to come out this year. After the critically acclaimed first adventure of CBN Entertainment step up their game in Pillars of Eternity to Dead Power, where players have found themselves in pursuit of a rough gut in the titular archipelago. Players also got to captain their own ship as they explored exotic islands and encountered their own ship as they explored exotic islands and also increasingly dangerous foes. Post-launch, the game also received 3 well-crafted DLCs to top the adventure of. This is now our first news update, and take a look at this one. That was our first news update, and don't forget this is the special loop for Allkeyshop PC game deals. If you found the hidden code somewhere inside in our studio, please do type in the command here !Gleam guys to join and get a chance to win 20 coins in our Gleam giveaway. Now our second news update, if you're a fan of classic first-person shooters like Doom, Quake, Half-Life, and Hexen, you're in for a treat with David Zimanki's Das, featuring retro 3D visual, frantic and violent gunplay, and an arsenal of intense weaponry. Blast away at dark and mystical forces out to do the same to you. Enjoy the 3 distinct campaign episodes or just go all out in the endless survival mode, so you can also take your skills online and battle your friends in the Das World Arena. It's the retro shooter you have definitely been waiting for. And again guys, the password for the giveaway, that's number 0, G for goat or gold, U for uniform, and V for violin. Let me know guys if you're able to use the password or not. Now we'll talk about our next news update. Capcom set out to break their monster slaying franchise from its niche market and into mainstream gaming with their latest entry. And they just that, so that Monster Hunter World ditched what felt like restricting outdoor dungeons and adopted more massive natural arenas. It also transcended its handheld restrictions and finally arrived on big screens via home console and PC. Now, Monster Hunter was always a great series, but this was the year that the whole world finally got to see its work. That was a short with a Clipper Monster Hunter World. Our next news update, at Metroidvania is also rough-like and a Souls-like. Sounds convoluted and messy, right? Well, it's a good thing that Motion Queen was able to pull it off with Dead Cells. They can also explore an ever-changing castle where each death unlocks new levels and new paths. They can also discover hidden rooms and secret passages spread throughout the castle. They can also take on those challenging bosses and minions, discovering their attack patterns, the best way to counter them, and best of all, you won't need a Disney rig to play for it. And this is now the short video clip for that. So that was a short video clip for that. Let's move down to our next news update. With 2 exclusive failing to delivery already, Microsoft needed a breakout hit with Forza Horizon 4. Thankfully, Playground Games delivered one of the best racers we have seen in a long time. Set in a gorgeous recreating of Britain with its beauty amplified by the game's changing seasons, players have found themselves just happily driving around and taking in the landscape. There is over 450 cars to collect, modify, and drive, but there is also a variety of their activities for all types of gamers to enjoy. Take a look at our next news update. Here we go. Another news update, top 10 games of 2010, number 5 Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. When Nintendo announced that the Smash title was finally coming to the Switch, everyone thought it would just be a re-release of the Wii U entry. Instead, what we got was one of the most ambitious entries in the series, bringing back every character that's ever appeared in a Smash game, including guest characters. There are new characters too, like in a year considered to be the best that fighting games have had in a while. Super Smash Bros. And Ultimate is definitely more than just the icing on the cake. Now, this is the top games of 2010. Number 5, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate again. Let's move down to number 4, top 10 games of 2008, and that would be no other than Celeste. Well, most 2D platforms pride themselves for their frustrating difficulty. Celeste sets itself apart by encouraging players to keep going despite the failure. Don't get me wrong, it's still a very challenging game, but each section of a stage feels like a compartmentalized puzzle you can keep retrying rather than having to repeat from far away checkpoints. The devs even put in encouraging notes in between deaths. Plus, it features great level design, solid controls, and striking pixel art aesthetics. Here is a closer look on our number 4 top 10 games of 2018. Another top 10 games of 2018, we're now down to number 3, no other than Marvel's Spider-Man. Marvel has partnered with Insomniac Games and Sony Interactive Entertainment to create one of the most talked about and highly acclaimed games of this year, Marvel's Spider-Man. The creators of the game boast of an all-original Spider-Man story that fans of the franchise have never seen before in any other media. Video game critics dubbed the game as one of the best superhero video games ever created, thanks to its superb combat and web-slinging mechanics. This PlayStation 4 exclusive has sold over 3.3 million copies just 3 days after its launch. So congratulations to the team for Marvel's Spider-Man. Let's move down to number 2 on the list for the top 10 games of 2018. That would be the God of War. Deconstructing a proven formula like that of the God of War series and revitalizing it for a new generation of gamers must have been no easy task. But take Kratos to a whole new environment in the land of the Norse gods, add a fledgling son who is unaware of what it means to be a deity's offspring, and send them on a seemingly simple task that turns into an epic journey, and amazingly, it just clicks. Who would have thought making Kratos more human would make a God of War game a goody contender? And take note, this is the number 2 top 10 games of 2018. And of course, the top 10 games of 2018, number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2. This year's best video game is Rockstar's highly acclaimed title, Red Dead Redemption 2. Although console exclusive, this game has broken several records, including having the second biggest launch in entertainment history. The game has generated $725 million in sales during its opening weekend, shipping over 17 million copies in just 2 weeks. Video game critics can't help but praise its open-world story characters and level of detail. Red Dead Redemption 2 has also received several perfect critic scores and awards this year. So this is our top 1, guys. And now, top 10 games of 2018 on all the platforms. And those were the 10 best games to come out this year. A lot happened in 2018, of course. We had some very disappointing releases, a few graduates from early access, and some pleasantly surprising titles. But all in all, it was a great year to be a gamer. And if you're thinking of picking up any of the games on our top 10 list, make sure to head over to Allkeyshop.com to get the best deals available on the website. What was your favorite game this year, guys? You can head over to the chat or the comments and let us know about that. And here is a closer look again on this news. Well, we're finally heading down to our final news update, and that will be our feature deal for today. For today, we bring here the Galactic Civilizations 3. This 4X space strategy game currently has the best price of €1.80 in our price comparison. Unlike on Steam, it retails about €9.24. So if you want to get it today through our trusted store, you will get to save 80% on your purchase. So to get more of these awesome feature deals of the day, simply do type in the command !deal in the Twitch chat right now to save more compare CDK prices only here again at Allkeyshop.com. And don't forget, guys, this is the special loop for Allkeyshop PC game deals. Now find the code hidden somewhere inside in our studio.
Resident Evil 2, the original was released for PlayStation back in 1998, and Capcom is releasing its remake on January 25th for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. The Resident Evil 2 remake features more realistic graphics to keep up with the modern times. The developers also focused on the horror aspect of the game, which makes it more claustrophobic. They're crediting this to the game's new camera system, which allowed the developers to use a lot of ways to conceal enemies using different elements. The game features protagonists Claire Redfield and Leon S. Kennedy. So we have been telling you guys that they have new skins and stuff. So as you can see there is Claire fighting her way out in that monster. Almost 6 years after it was finally announced, and almost 13 years since the last mainline title was released, we're finally about to witness the launch of Kingdom Hearts 3. Even before its release, critics are already saying it's a strong game of the year contender for 2019. And with the amount of anticipation it has built up within the community, it won't take long before it becomes one of Square Enix's best-selling titles of all time. So January 2019 come close soon enough for us to finally play this game. And you can actually check this preview guide right here with all those new characters that you can actually play with. After the disappointment turnout of Fall 76, I think it's fair to say people are looking to BioWare's Anthem for their next shared world multiplayer fix. Everything we've seen of the game so far has been impressive, from the gorgeous and detailed world to the cool-looking exhausts dubbed as javelins. It will also be exciting how the no-pay DLC scheme will be for this game, guys. So if you're a fan of multiplayer shooters, you'll definitely want to check Anthem out when it launches on February 22nd. So that is just 1 month from now, guys. Stay tuned about that. It's pretty exciting and amazing, as you can see on the preview.
I'm right there with you.
It's a freelancer job. Always has been.
But the anthem still rages. And walls
Crackdown 3 has been delayed so many times that at one point people actually thought it was cancelled. But bearing any further mishaps, we'll finally be able to fight crime as a powered-up agent come February 15. Microsoft has already given us a glimpse of the Wrecking Zone multiplayer mode, and the cloud-powered distraction definitely looks impressive. They also said they've used the extra time for visual and quality improvements, so we should be able to expect a well-polished shooter when it comes out. So you better check this preview, guys, about Crackdown 3 coming your way this 2019. Delayed games, Metro Exodus was supposed to arrive in the fall, but A4 Games pushed it back to February 15th to add more polish. Artyom's latest adventure will see him fleeing the underground tunnels of the Metro with the band of Spartan Rangers to journey east in search of a new life. Exodus also promises bigger environments and more sandbox elements over its predecessors. Players will also have to make difficult decisions, some of which will determine who will ultimately survive the journey. So guys, are you excited to actually play this Metro Exodus? Ooh, look at that preview. Alright, it is time for some demon slaying action once more. Dante and Nero are back to thwart a demonic invasion in style. This time around, players will have access to a third playable character named V, mechanical limbs you can pick up anywhere. Check motorcycle that spills and have to be used as weapons. Also check and mysterious emo Bay Boy or Bay Borbad member-looking new character, and it definitely got that all. Devil May Cry 5 will have everything you need for some good old demon slashing fan when it launches on March 8, guys. That is 3 months from now.
Cover more ground. Good idea. Okay, Shakespeare. Just remember this. You and I like to exist, so get rid of those demons quick, because killing them ain't my shit. Go.
For the next news, guys, the Division 2 will be ditching the cold, wet New York City winter for a more colorful post-pandemic summer in Washington, D.C. The sequel promises to fix many of the issues the original had before dozens of post-launch patches brought it a more playable slate or state. And from one, the devs thought ahead and developed a better endgame system for those looking to sink hundreds of hours in the third-person shooter role-playing game hybrid. There's a lot of new co-op activities to dive into as well, plus a promise of regular content updates after its March 15th launch. At Microsoft's 2018 E3 press conference, From Software surprised everyone with the announcement of its new game, Sekiro Shadow Die Twice. Attendees were surprised that the studio's new game didn't have souls in its title, which everyone welcomed with open arms. The game is set in 1500s Sengoku, Japan, and it still does have some similar elements from previous games, such as the combat system, but it also offers something new, such as the ability to resurrect after death. The game is set to launch March 22nd on PC and consoles. Days Gone is not just another zombie game. The developers at Bend Studio have leveled up with these zombies by turning them into water-like masses that are capable of swarming players. The game is set in a post-apocalyptic world where these zombies called freakers are quickly evolving and have infiltrated the world. Players take on the role of protagonist Deacon St. John, who is a former outlaw and is hunting down these freakers. Days Gone is exclusive on the PlayStation 4 and will launch April 26, 2019. So that is just a few months from now, guys. As you can see, the preview is super amazing. Over 7 years since the first Rage game released, Bethesda and ID Software have finally confirmed the release of Rage 2. Rage 2 is some sort of a Bethesda and ID's redemption for the first game's failed attempt at an open world setting. It is set in the Wild West in the year 2029 and has distinct, vibrant graphics. The game's world is populated by mutants as well as outlaws. Rage 2 is set to release May 14, 2019 for PS1, PS4, and PC. Or Xbox One, I mean, guys. You better check that out right now through the trailer. And those are the biggest games of 2019 you should definitely watch for. This year is going to be one amazing year for video games as one major game after another is launching every few weeks. What is your most anticipated game of 2019, everybody? Head on over to the stream chat now and let us know your most anticipated game launching this year and why you're rooting for it. Alright guys, I'm so excited to actually tell you more about that during the next loops and such. So who is excited for these games on 2019? Alright, today's feature deal is a Galactic Civilization 3. This 4x space strategy game currently has the best price of €1.80 and on Steam, it retails at €9.24. Get it today through our trusted store and you'll save 80% on your purchase. And to get more of today's deals, simply type !deal in the stream chat, and to save more on your CDK purchases, compare prices only here at Allkeyshop.com. So I hope you're going to enjoy this Galactic Civilization 3, guys. It's a pretty affordable game right now for only €1.80.